Hello, I'm Tim. I'm the PM for the package stage at GitLab, and today I'm going to be doing a demo of a new feature that's now available on GitLab.com in beta, and will be included in the 18.1 release for self-managed behind a feature flag. The feature I'll be demoing is a Maven virtual registry. It's our MVC, it's in beta, and at the moment, all of the functionality is driven by API only, so you can interact with the REST API. The UI itself will be coming in 18.2 and beyond. So what is a Maven virtual registry? Let's just look at the docs. Just a reminder, it's in premium and ultimate. It's not available on dedicated yet, and it is in beta behind a feature flag. So you can use a Maven virtual registry to create a single URL to manage and distribute packages from multiple external registries. That's a mouthful. What does that mean? It means that you could take and create an ordered list of upstream repositories so that when you go to download a Maven package, it will resolve in the order of that list. So you could say, first, let's look at Maven Central, then let's look at our Artifactory instance, then let's look at this other upstream repository. And so you can very easily manage all of this without having to do it in your settings files. And it's very easy to manage for entire teams. The feature exists at the root group level, and there's a couple of caveats. You can create up to 20 virtual registries per top level group and 20 upstreams per virtual registry. So that means that you can have Maven Central and 19 other ones. Another one is Geo is not yet implemented. You could follow its implementation there. That is will be included in our GA release. So what can you do? Well, you can create and manage a virtual registry. You can manage upstreams. You can use it to download and cache, and then you can view the cache. But let me jump into a demo. So I have this. I built this little mini dashboard since we don't have a UI, just because I think it will be helpful to see what we're talking about. I have here in a top level group a virtual registry configured. I could see the URL. I could see the when it was last updated and its status. I can also see for my basic Spring application that just builds basically this dashboard and a few other things that I already have 1,600 artifacts that are in the cache. I'm pulling from Maven Central. I'm pulling from an project itself, a GitLab project, and I'm pulling from the Spring as well. I could also explore the cache contents, so I could see the name of the files. I could see where it came from. I could also see that it was cached and what size it is. You could filter based on where it's coming from. Here I could say I have a lot of items in pagination, and again, I built this little front end, so it'll look different once it's in the actual application. But here now we can see these are just the ones I'm pulling from my locally hosted project. Configuration wise, it's pretty straightforward. Essentially, you need to add a name for the upstream. You add in a URL. If it's a private account, you put in the username and password. And then the cache validity number of hours. This is basically how long do you want to reference the cache for? So for instance, if I'm pulling from Maven Central, maybe I want this to be 24 hours. If it's a locally hosted project, maybe I can bump this to 1,000 hours. The other thing to note here is that when you add an upstream, the position is very important. If you have these things in the wrong order, you may resolve incorrect dependencies. So being able to set the position to say first pull from Maven Central, let's change the order. So I'll bump this one to 1, I'll bump that to 2, and that'll stay number 3. Okay, so let's try updating positions. Cool. So yeah, now it's looking at my locally hosted project first, then at Maven Central, then at Spring. Okay, yeah, that's basically how it works. I wanted to just spend 1 minute to talk about we're in beta now. What does the road to general availability look like? Let me expand this. Feature-wise, we already have an API for configuration, CRUD actions, and multiple registry support. What we're working on now, and this is in priority order, and what we'll be working on for the next few months is when you are configuring a new registry, being able to add the ability to test the connection on a one-time ping basis and ongoing. This is coming out very shortly, the ability to share upstreams between virtual registries. So for instance, I mentioned you can add 20 virtual registries. You may want to add Maven Central in each of them. We don't want to duplicate storage across all of that. What this will do is when you add an upstream, you can make it shareable so you don't have to add Maven Central 20 times. We mentioned the UI for configuration, UI for viewing and managing the cache. One caveat here is support for locally hosted registries. So you can, when you're configuring this, I can add my GitLab project here, but it doesn't take advantage of the fact that it lives in GitLab. So there's some storage duplication that's happening right now. That'll be improved. We'll also add intelligent lifecycle policies. Uh, we mentioned the ability to test the connection of an upstream. What I really want here is to be able to see the at the root group level, a view of all of your upstreams and their connection status. We'll also add simple regex-based allowed denial list filtering, so you can say never download this particular name version combination. We'll add statistics and analytics, so how frequently is something pulled, counting how many times, and some advanced usage metrics. I mentioned geo support. And then these are some other performance improvements. And yeah, since we're in beta, we're waiting for customer feedback. It has just started. We're seeing adoption, and so far the feedback has been very positive. But please feel free to join the beta program. It's a great way to give us feedback into the product to make sure that we're aligning with your future use cases, and it's a great way to test out this new category. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, pop over in the issue and let me know. Thank you very much.